Hey everybody, the Real Behemoth here, back again with another video for Heroes of History. So today we are going to be looking at the red tier list, or the fire tier list for Tesla Storms. So at the bottom we have don't use. It's not even D tier, it's don't use. At the moment, Van Gogh's skill is bugged. And so he actually buffs your enemies instead of debuffs them. So would definitely not recommend using him. In C tier, we've got Freitas and Multiades. Both actually do decent bits of damage to the boss. They're single targets, and they do pretty solid damage, actually. So do not sleep on them. The only reason they're in C tier is just because they're 2 stars. They've got their level cap. They've got lower base stats, etc. In B tier, we have Cyrus, Leonidas, and Eric. Now, Eric is also a 2-star, but he does have an attack buff that is given to some of your friendly units here. So his attack buff could be very beneficial for you on the earlier stages, especially when wanting to push some of these reds. Leonidas, Stomp Stun. We all know what Leonidas does. He does not dish a lot of damage whatsoever. He's going to be focusing on the minions primarily, but he's not going to do a lot of damage to either them or the boss. So that is the reason why he is in B tier. And similarly, Cyrus just does not do a lot of damage, and in my personal opinion, has not been very useful. I've used him some in this red Tesla just due to lack of heroes, and I personally prefer the 2 stars over either of them, really. Now, in A tier, we've got Hercules, Caesar, Boudica, and Means. Now, Hercules, he has a Stomp and Stun as well. His is quite a bit stronger than Leonidas's, and he also, at a later ability, gets heals as well for himself. So he self-heals, which makes him pretty solid all around, just not as strong as some of these S-tier damage outputs. So, yeah, he's a solid unit. Now, Caesar is just a better auto. He actually also comes with an invincibility, and actually deals damage as well. At the later ability levels, he deals a burn, for targets surrounding him. But he's got an invincibility portion of his skill that makes him very, very tanky and hard to kill. And he's going to be very crucial against the minions if you're just wanting the minions to focus on him and not even really do anything. It's almost for half of the time the minions are even alive. So he's very beneficial to your red Tesla team if you do pull him. Now, into the 4 stars, we've got Boudica and Means. Boudica does that single target damage plus burn, and she's going to be one of the main users for most players here in the red Tesla, just because she's single target focused, she's easier to obtain, and she deals a decent amount of damage. I personally think her damage could be a little higher, but I'm not a dev, so I don't get to make those decisions. Now, Means, there's definitely argument for him to be made and pushed up to S tier. He does his very strong cluster damage, but that's really not the primary reason that you would use him here for. You'd use him for his speed debuff, and then later on in his ability, actually, you get an attack buff for your friendly units. So he's going to be very crucial, but then again, his ability is at max when he gets that, according to the description. So keep that in mind. He's kind of more of a late shower. But he's definitely useful even at the lower levels. So I would definitely recommend using him. Mulan, she does the cluster damage as well. She's very, very solid. Very, very strong damage dealer, both against the minions and against the boss, actually. So do not sleep on Mulan. She's one of the best overall heroes in the game right now. We've got Da Vinci up next. He's going to be very solid. He's going to have an increase in his own attack and attack speed as well. And he dishes some pretty solid damage output both to bosses and to minions. And so he's going to be very helpful for your Tesla reds when you do get him. I haven't seen a lot of people pull him yet. He's one of the 5 stars I don't really see often at all, but very solid unit. Now, Queen Elizabeth, buffer, increase in attack speed, critical hit chances. So she's going to be very, very crucial for some of these red Tesla teams. If you do have her, you're going to be increasing all of your units' damage outputs, which overall is going to help you clear Tesla a little easier, both on the minion side and the boss side. Now, Achilles, he is a single target damage dealer. He also, at later ability levels, comes with a life steal, or a sort of heal that he gets as well, and he's going to be very solid. Now he's not super tanky, but he will deal quite a bit of damage to this boss. As we all know, Ashaka, he is a very solid healer. He's going to be your primary healer, if not only, rather, in red. Most of us have him. All of us use him. Definitely recommend using him to keep all the rest of your heroes alive. Now, Karl Marx may shock a couple of you guys here, but once you really see kind of what he's about, he's a very, very solid unit. Definitely highly recommend using him in Tesla, especially if you're making it more difficult to clear or you're dying. I mean, that's really the key benefit to using him is if you're dying in Tesla, and it's a lot of the damage you're taking is due to the minions, he's going to prevent that. He's going to reduce, their accuracy, their attack, etc. So definitely a solid debuffer. And yeah, so let me know what you think of this red tier list. Let me know who you use, and let me know what you change. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.